Hello from BAM Studios. I'm going to do a Lord of the Rings review of Attack on Weathertop today. The Lego Lord of the Rings set, which I received very recently for Christmas. This is my second Lord of the Rings review in the new format, and this set is around the same price as the Orc Forge, although I think it's a bit higher depending on which website you go to. The recommended retail price for Attack on Weathertop is £49.99, I don't know dollars, and the set size is relatively good, although it does have the worst price per piece value out of the Lord of the Rings range this year. So let's get started. Before I do the minifigure close-ups, I'm going to show you what it the main thing looks like from its outside closed-up view, because obviously in the film itself, it comes in it's seen in this closed-up view, and it does actually look quite accurate. The spiral staircase piece is not new. This is actually the second time I've got a spiral staircase in one of my Lego sets. And then, so like I said, it's open outable. And this bit is not that stable. It's a slightly dodgy the way it's built, and it is hard to fix as well. But it sort of can be done, sort of thing. And then, as you can see, I've got all 4 of the minifigures up here, and obviously there is the flip fire missiles on the front, but those only actually work from the inside bit. And obviously there's, if I pan down a bit, you can see the campsite bit with the apple and the chicken and carrot. Not quite as much food as Bog End, which I will get round to reviewing, trust me. And then if I scan around on the minifigures, so you can see, I'll show you the minifigures in more detail later, but you get Frodo with a ring, Merry, 2 Ringwraiths, and Aragorn. So that's 1 exclusive member of the Fellowship and 2 others. And then, right, now the only contraption that you can actually use without opening it up is obviously if I... So as you can see, Merry is fighting against a Ringwraith, and then you can see this thing here, and if you pull it out, then boom, Merry goes away. I mean, it is hard to close. I mean, obviously you can move it out, and then obviously there's a door on that bit as well, which takes you into the thingy bit. See there, which it has weapons in, but I'll show you more of that later. Now for the minifigure close-ups. Wait a sec. Right, so these are the minifigures we get in the set. There's 5 of them, but well, only 4 different ones, because the Ringwraiths are both exactly identical. The cape and the whole placement is exactly identical, and they're exactly identical. So then the minifigures we get from a Fellowship are Aragorn, Frodo, and Merry, and all the minifigures have double-sided face. Well, the Ringwraiths don't, but I suppose in some way you can put the face around anyway, because it's just a plain blank face on the Ringwraiths. So I'm going to start at this end and work my way up, other than instead of doing it the way I normally do. If I just... he comes with one of the short swords that you get in like a lot of the Lord of the Rings sets with the hobbits, and now for dwarves as well in the Hobbit set. And as you can see, he comes with the same music hairstyle that all of the Lego Hobbits available have, but obviously he's got it in the ginger colour. Now, if I just show you, he has it in this face. He's basically smiling. It's just his basic face for when he's like, hanging out at the campsite cooking chicken. But then for when he's fighting, he has this sort of like angry face where he goes, like an angry person. He sort of just like You know, so you can just like freak out and start attacking them all. You know, that sort of thing. Then the next minifigure here is Frodo. This Frodo we get him in Shelob's attack as well, same version. I don't know if there's any others we get him in, and no, there isn't any others we can get him in because I know all the sets now, since I've got all of them apart from the 2 that James has. And he comes with Sting, which is not accurate because basically because the Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, as some of you may have seen in the more recent and unexpected journey film, he gets Sting in those caverns, and then obviously when he gives the ring to Bilbo, and then goes off on his adventures and goes off to the Rivendell place, you know, the Elves' place, which is also the Hobbit again, and when Frodo eventually gets to Rivendell, it's only then that he gets Sting, but the scene on Weathertop takes place ages before he gets to Rivendell. It's like, because it's only when he gets to Rivendell that he's treated for the bruise that the Morgul blade gives to him. And so, yeah, it's not accurate that we have Sting, but, you know, it's a rarer piece from the short sword, and it's, you know, it's alright, I guess. Then he has the same style cape as him, just different colour, obviously. And then he has the one ring as well, which is actually really shiny. It's sort of quite reflective. Which is nice how LEGO have actually done that. Oh, then as you can see, he's got his printing on the shirt as well. And this is his face when he puts the ring on, and sort of the ring rays make him go a bit crazy. But then if I take the ring off his hand, so just have it like that, and then I turn his face to there you go, that's his regular face. This is sort of, it's not really a happy face, it's more like a worried looking face. It's basically the kind of face we get with Bilbo in the Shire set, but then obviously the back face is different. Now I forget this one. This is Aragorn. So we get Aragorn in Battle of Helm's Deep as well, and some people have been thinking that there's a different face detail on him, but there's not. The only thing that's different is obviously that he has the fire as his weapon to get the ring waves off with. And so he does have another side of face though, but so does he in Battle of Helm's Deep. So this other side of face is sort of like, it's really just that he's got his mouth open, to be honest, and it's sort of just like, you know, yeah, sort of just like, so we can go attack some ring waves. Boom. Yeah. Anyway, as for the ring waves themselves, there's not much to say about them. They come with the same kind of blade as Aragorn, but just a different colour. And obviously the cape is really cool, the way they've done that and put holes in it. I like this style. But then the Morgul blade, this is the Witch King's Morgul blade, and that is the one that bruises Frodo's arm. And then it's also the Morgul blade, which is mentioned in The Hobbit for being found. It's the same Morgul blade. And so basically, yeah. And then obviously the other one's exactly the same on his horse, but then it's the horse that's actually quite interesting because it's, you know, your basic Lord of the Rings horse with the standing up and stuff. This is the only set that comes in black though, and obviously it comes with a saddle as per usual. Sort of like, yeah. And then you see he's got, but in this one he's sort of got, like, he's got different facial printing. He has the buckles again, but he has these sort of red, sort of demented eyes, because he is actually a Rohan horse that has been stolen by Sauron, and that's what the ring waves are, stolen Rohan horses. But then this bit in the middle, which is meant to be like, I guess it's some kind of facial armour, that's kind of really cool printing, really accurate and detailed as well, with the thin little lines that run down it. Don't know how well you can see that. Bit hard to get it to focus on a Logitech webcam. Anyway, yeah, so properly good. And so that's all I basically have to say on the minifigures. So now I'm going to go back to the main bits of the set. Okay, so to start off with, this is actually based on anything from the film. This is just a bit of rocky stuff to represent something from like the hill or whatever. And if you look on back, it's got a mixture of the green colours and the grey colours. And obviously on the front, you can't see the black bit that's there on the back, but it is there, and I don't really know why. But you know, it's just because it may be harder for them to get the grey and greeny pieces and stuff, you know. I mean, it comes with the same kind of reed we get with a burrow, same colour and everything. It comes with another one of these. Normally when we get these, they have like flowers on, because we get a bunch of these in back end, which actually have flower tops on. But we've actually got quite a few of these in this set, and none of them have flowers on, which I think is a bit weird, but you know, it sort of looks like a bit of grass growing out and something. But it's when they have it actually on the castle, which doesn't really make sense. But, you know, because Weathertop is a ruin, so it's not meant to be all, like, grand and whatever. It's the ruins of the Adamant Tower, I think. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go on to the main bit now. Right, so I'm going to open Weathertop up now. Because it is open-upable, even though it's not really accurate to a film or whatever. Then, another thing I didn't mention that some people seem to find quite rare, but I sort of, you know, when I first heard about it, I didn't think it was that big a deal. We do get, as like meant to be like statues, we get these grey micro figures. Those are the names of the figures that you see in the LEGO games. Micro figures, and this is just a plain grey one. So really, you know, actually, the ones that you get in the actual games are a lot rarer because they're printed and stuff. Now, it is difficult to get open because it does actually break quite a bit and stuff, but you can get it open if you try hard enough. That spiral staircase is a bit, it doesn't really stay in place as much as you'd like it to, but you know what you're going to do. Anyway, so if I open it out, you can see you're not really. The outside doesn't look very good when it's opened out, of course. But through the door, you can actually see the stuff because there's light behind it, not just a dark Lego wall. And if I turn this round, you can now see what's there inside it. We get this bit. I'm trying to. I can't exactly remember what that's actually meant to be. You see this little bit here, statue thing, but you know, I'm sure there'll be plenty of people wanting to tell me on the comments, because obviously there's something I can't remember that they probably can. And then it comes with fire on the wall again on this bit, and there is quite a lot of pieces, sort of like studs that stick out from the wall, and what somebody was saying is they thought it was like in Ninjago and the Prince of Persia ones, where they put it so you can sort of like dive on the wall, get your characters running on the wall and stuff. And that just made me laugh so much when I heard that, because that is not what it's for. It's because I realised when I was building it that it's just so, because for the one-sided ones that only have an extra stud on one side, they have a jutty out bit, and they didn't want that on the wall. So when they put on bits like let me have a look, bits like that, they have to have on the other side a stud there. I mean, that one's not a great example because obviously the studs bit for that is actually built into the wall, but if we look at that one, turn it round, and there's obviously, that's the only reason the stud's actually there. So I'm trying to remember who it was now that I heard saying it, just some person on YouTube. May well have been something on the Brick Show again, but if you look, and you could still use it for this, so for like, particularly if a kid gets it, really, because you know they'd still quite like to use it for stuff like this. You could sort of like, I think they thought it was like for that, so you can have like Prince of Persia where they like run across the walls and stuff, but no, that's not what it's for. And then flick fire missiles. Now, It feels a long time since I've done a review of a set with flip-fire missiles, because obviously you don't really get that much other than in Star Wars. But this is, I think this is the only flip-fire missiles in Lord of the Rings sets, other than, well, the cannon thing isn't exactly flick-fire because you don't flick them, but it's still the same kind of thing, because, you know, the urak-hai attack catapult, you sort of just push on them and they launch with that other thing. You don't flick them. And now I'm just going to show you this. I'm not very good at this. See, they don't go very far. Let me try if I just load one of them up and then try and flick that. It's just a little difficult to flick. Ah, I missed. I'm not very good at this. That's why I like the stuff where you don't actually have to flick it. You just boom. That sort of did it. Because I may just fit into there if I just clear out these flip-fire missiles now. Right. Now, back to the inside again. The other room, because there's obviously the two rooms. The other room has a rat in it, which I don't think is relative. I think it's just for detail and play feature. But obviously it has this this stand, which actually comes out so that you can sort of have people on there and then have the obviously the black short sword and a black spear piece, which is, you know, it's alright. It's like a weapons rack sort of thing. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you the trapdoor thing again, just show you how that actually goes into here. So, sort of like, we'll get Mary loaded up again. Poor Mary. And you can see that little sticky out black bit there. That is what is used. That's what comes down. So when I pull the thing on the back that you saw before out, that goes like that. So now, if I spin it round, let's show you. That is the back of it, and as you can see, has sort of like that bit, and it's only when that goes into that it pushes it up. And then also, let me try if I can get you can sort of get it to go all the way up, and then if that's not it, if that bit's not on the way, you can get it to go all the way back. That's basically all I actually have to show you with the set for this bit, because there's some good detail on it, you know, with all the fire bits and stuff, and there's a lot of removable stuff. It's a very good play set compared to some of the ones we get in Lord of the Rings this year, which are really just for collectors in some people's opinions. But, you know, I didn't think Shelob's attack was a very good play set. And Gandalf arrives, well, that's not really great, is it, for playing? I mean, it's just, mind you, but it's not exactly great for collectors. Well, that's just because they want to get a set that the normal, the average person can buy with their own pocket money and not have to wait until Christmas or birthday for. Because obviously they do that a lot with summer themes. With the themes that come out at Christmas, they don't put really cheap ones in just for the sake of it. They only put really cheap ones in if they've got an idea and it would be cheap to make and it would be good anyway. Like Whoever does for the Ring one, that's a pretty cool set. You know, people actually like that. People want to get it, even if it was with more stuff and more expensive sort of thing. So, you know. Anyway, basically that's all I have to say on weathertop. I'm just going to close it back up again. In fact, no, I'm not, so I can put the stuff back in afterwards. Obviously, I have to do a bit of spiral staircase. I actually got the spiral staircase for the first time in the Temple of the Crystal Skull set in Lego Indiana Jones, like ages ago, because that is the biggest Lego Indiana Jones set to date, and I did get it, I think. Yeah, so I actually bought that one with my own money. I think that's probably the first set that I've bought. It was like over 50 quid or something. It's pretty big. I don't have it still built, and I don't have any of my Indiana Jones sets still built, but yeah, I do have the spiral staircase still built from that one, and I use it sometimes in mocks. And then I'm trying to get this to close now. Never mind. And then it also comes in. There's another set. I think it came in Hogwarts Castle as well. At one point, that may be the first set it came in. the original Hogwarts Castle is not the new one, and then it may have been in the new one. I don't know whether it was in the new one or not. I don't know really. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and you know, I'm trying to think of something clever to say now. And keep on building. Goodbye from all of us here at BAM Studios.